Welcome back to Liberty's Hill, where we explore the question, how can we create a world of human flourishing with liberty, justice, dignity, and prosperity? I'm Dr. Bill Brannan, a pastor in Liberty Hill, Texas. Today we will explore the question, is the LGBTQ destroying America? I've not only heard Christians declare that the LGBTQ is destroying America, but even that it is so bad that we need to withdraw from society and create alternative communities. I've literally heard, God is going to destroy America and we need to get as far away as we can. It is a message without faith or hope for a better world. They refer to the biblical story where God destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah and believe that God is going to judge America because of the LGBTQ. From my perspective, these ideas are extremely dangerous and pose a greater threat to destroy America. My first concern is the view of judgment that paints a picture of a God who is looking for a reason to destroy people. By misrepresenting the heart of God, we alienate people from Him. God's judgment in Scripture is something good, not bad. It is always in favor of what is good and against what is evil. When God executes judgment, the world is cleansed from evil. In the story of the flood, what happened is that inhuman totalitarian regimes ruled the world. God cleansed the world of evil, and the good were spared. In the Exodus, the totalitarian Egyptians perished, while the Israelites were rescued from tyranny. The emphasis in every story of judgment is not the destruction of evil, but the deliverance of the good. Many people wrestle with the idea of there being an all-powerful God who is good when we see so much evil in the world, when we see so many things that we know are not the way that they should be. The Apostle Peter addresses this very concern by explaining that God withholds judgment to give people time to change. While God withholds judgment, people suffer the evil that is not yet cleansed from the world. The point is that when God brings judgment, evil that seems impossible to overcome because of its power is overcome. If God brings judgment to America, then all of the tyranny and oppression will be broken. In the story of Sodom and Gomorrah, two angels visit the city, are taken into the home of Lot, and the men of the city surrounded the house and demanded to have the visitors to abuse them. We see them acting with an incredible amount of inhumanity. Before this event takes place, God visits Abraham and tells him that the outcry against Sodom and Gomorrah had reached heaven. It is a picture of people crying out against inhumanity. God tells Abraham that he would spare the city if he could find 10 good people in the city. There are two ways we can frame the reason why those cities were destroyed, either because of their evil or because God could not find 10 good people. I like to frame the reason Sodom and Gomorrah were destroyed was because he could not find 10 good people, because that gives us a better way forward. Jesus told the people of Capernaum that if the mighty works that had been done there had been done in Sodom, it would have remained, and even that it would be more tolerable at the final judgment for the people of Sodom than from them. One of the main ideas of the gospel is that God has released power on the earth to transform people from the inside out. The point is that our focus should be on creating better people and a better world, not blaming them. My personal conviction is that the greatest threat to America is blaming and demonizing one another. It creates anger and resentment, which will destroy us. It creates walls between people so that we can no longer have civil conversations and maintain healthy relationships. If the gospel has the power to change lives, then we are effectively robbing people of the gospel through such attitudes. Another problem that I have with the idea of the LGBTQ being responsible for destroying America is that it treats people as generalizations and not human beings. Our sexuality is only one part of who we are. We are human first, and people need to be treated with the respect and dignity of being created in the image of God. I believe we need to develop attitudes towards others who we disagree with that will build a better world, not destroy it. It almost borders on magical thinking, along the lines of, by opposing the LGBTQ, somehow God will be pleased with us. Such attitudes seem to lead to self-righteousness and inhumanity. How different this is from the thinking of Jesus that calls us to love those who hate us, bless those who curse us, and do good to those who do us evil. I'm using that to highlight the humanity Jesus calls us to foster. I do not think every LGBTQ or unbeliever or anyone of any other religion actually hates us, curses us, or does us evil. If they do, our first question should be whether we have acted in ways that caused it. If I'm mean to someone and then I'm shocked that they respond poorly, I need to take responsibility for my part in their response. It doesn't justify their response, but it is a very human response. That is the cycle of disorder, and the only way out is for someone to take the high road and cut it off. It is the attitude Jesus fostered in his disciples when he prayed from the cross, "Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they do." One of the genuine challenges for believers is that scriptures portray heterosexual marriage as the only proper expression of sexuality. If that is the case, then we need to argue that it leads to the greatest human flourishing. If we cannot explain why this is so and persuade people and instead use disapproval to try to control their behavior, we have become enemies of a world of human flourishing. If we can see what that is, it is the foundation of totalitarianism, the very opposite of the world God is calling us to create. We need to understand the nature and spirit of liberty and tyranny if we're going to create a world of human flourishing. It is impossible to create a better world using means that belong to tyranny. Some of the foundations of tyranny are fear, manipulation, intimidation, domination, and disapproval. Those are the antithesis of the nature of God and the world in harmony with Him. When we see those operating in our lives, we need to recognize them and turn away from them. Unfortunately, they are often in the church. When Jesus healed in the gospel, He did it simply because He loves people and loves liberty. He was setting them free from sickness. He did not do it to manipulate them to become believers. If they become believers, it is a free and uncoerced response to the love of God. When Jesus was tempted by the devil, one of the temptations was to demonstrate His power in a way that would cause people to worship Him. It was a temptation to use tyrannical means to coerce people. He refused to do so, and so should we. We can build a world of liberty and human flourishing. Instead of withdrawing from the world, we need to be in the world, creating better people. We need well-ordered souls, and then we can create a well-ordered society. America will not be destroyed if we create better men and women. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and please subscribe to my channel.